The Justin Robert Young program brought to you, as always, by everybody who supports us at payjurydaily.com and by everybody who is coming on out to our March 9th show in Austin, Texas. It's the South by So Wasted program featuring myself and Brian Brushwood performing as Night Attack. We're going to be live. Oh, also, we're flying in from Las Vegas, Ice Cream Social. Also, we are going to have the first ever on-stage Modern Rogue demonstration. We're going to have live musical performances by the Possum Posse and Dual Core, and special guests up to and including Andrew Heaton, the Whiskey Tribe, Tom Merritt, and Willie Dills Gregory. Hey, friends, come on out and get your tickets. Podcastlink.com/Night Attack. Again, podcastlink.com/Night Attack. Go ahead and try it. Trigger your phone assistant. Say it right into your phone right now. Just leave that page on your phone until you're ready to buy. But enough of talking about how we support the show. What do you say we just do the damn thing? Oh, friends, it's your old pal Justin, and I'm here on a Thursday to tell you a tale. I'm a little nervous. Guys, I'm a little nervous. I got some nerves, my friend. I got nerves. I didn't know this was going to be so stressful. I didn't know this was going to be so suspenseful. I didn't know this was going to be such a hard decision to make. No lie, I just wrote down, I'm trying to take these podcasts here more seriously, right? And I'm like, okay, jackass, talking to myself. Stop trying to think that you're just going to tap dance your way out of every single show, right? That you can, just because you can bullshit through every show does not mean you should bullshit through every show. So I wrote down a few things. And one of them was, should I break up with United? I just figured, okay, it'll be a funny thing. It is kind of a question that I'm wrestling with. It'll be better if I just bring it to the audience. And so on the first day, I was like kind of hyping it up and everything. But man, you guys have responded via email. You guys have responded on social media. You guys are here for me. You are far more invested in a 35-year-old man's airline loyalty than I could have ever imagined. But hell, you are. We're going to go a little bit out of order here today, but I just wanted to update you on the countdown clock here. Again, I have the opportunity via United to upgrade my status back to gold for the price of $1,339. I have 8 hours to make that decision. There is a ticking clock. 8 hours, 32 minutes, and 11 seconds at the time that I am recording this at 3:27 p.m. here in Oakland, California. Oh, man, you guys. This is nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking, so much so that we are going to go a little bit out of order today. So what do you say we go ahead and get started? One of the things that people have been doing is sending me news stories, either to sway me or to entice me to various different airlines. But the two that I got were certainly people who were not, well, one of them was somebody who's not a fan of Alaska and sent me this story to prove it. This is here from Gizmodo. The headline, 4 hospitalized after sweet burning odor fills the Alaska Airlines cabin. An Alaska Airlines flight was diverted from its destination on Wednesday night after its crew reported smelling a mysterious odor in the cabin. Passengers were reportedly having trouble breathing, and 4 crew members were taken to a hospital for further medical evaluation. This is the second time this week that an Alaska Airlines flight was grounded after the crew noticed an unfamiliar smell. According to a Minneapolis local outlet, KARE11, the flight was traveling to Chicago from Seattle when the smell began to permeate the cabin. As a precautionary measure, the Boeing 747-900 was diverted to Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. Speaking with passengers, they said it was a sweet burning smell, and some passengers reported beginning to feel lightheaded, nauseous, and having trouble breathing. The airline said 6 crew members and 2 passengers were medically examined at the airport, and 4 of the crew were hospitalized. Patrick Hogan, a spokesperson for the airport, told multiple outlets that the patients reported having respiratory issues. For those of you who are only joining us late in this conversation, Alaska was one of the airlines that I was thinking about becoming a frequent flyer member of. But that wasn't it. No, I got a series of text messages from my good friend Rachel. Rachel told me, hey, look, Southwest is just the way to go. You're going to love flying out of small airports. They are usually cheaper. And once you get used to the weird way that they do things, there is few things better. And then literally, right afterward, she said, oh, wait, maybe not. With this link, Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 smashes wing during turbulent, vomit-inducing landing attempt. The subhead reading every other row used barf bags, one passenger told the media. If at first you don't succeed, as the saying goes, try again. If that still doesn't work, divert to another airport. All right, I'm going to stop talking about this story for a second. I'm going to criticize the writing by Will Sable Courtney. Number 1, only serial killers use 3 names. This is a terrible lead. If at first you don't succeed, as the saying goes, try again. What's the only way that you can make a fucking metaphor lead even worse is to point out that it's a saying or a metaphor. Like, in general, metaphors and sayings are worthless. Worthless. So unless it's a direct quote from somebody, and even then quote leads are dicey. But the idea, if at first you don't succeed, as the saying goes, try again. Oh, no. Thank Christ. Thank God, Will, that you pointed out that this is a saying. I would have otherwise not known. Like, what's the point of saying, as the saying goes? Are you afraid? Are you afraid that somebody's going to give you credit? That you're going to get undue credit for inventing, if at first you don't succeed, try again? Because that would be the only reason, for fear that you would be labeled a thief, that you would say, as the saying goes, in the middle of it. Moving on. At least it seems to be the version of the axiom followed by the pilots of a commercial airliner this week. On Monday, a Boeing 747 flew by Southwest Airlines was forced to abort its landing in Connecticut's Bradley International Airport after 3 failed attempts to land in high winds, including one that caused the aircraft's wing to slap against the runway. According to FlightAware's copy of the FAA data, Southwest Airlines Flight 2169, nice, took off from Orlando International Airport at 4:20 p.m. All right, is this a fucking... You having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? So 2169, that took off at 4:20 p.m. We now know that Southwest Airlines runs the meme route. on February 25th with the intention of landing at the Hartford area airport at 7:16 p.m. Unfortunately, that arrival time meant the twin-engine Boeing reaching Bradley in the midst of a windstorm, slapping the Northeast silly. Winds at the time were blowing consistently around 30 miles an hour. According to Weather Underground data, the gusts reached about 50 miles an hour, and they were strong enough to force the pilots to break off their landing attempts 3 separate times, with the aircraft's right wing scraping the ground on one attempt. I'm going to criticize this story again. I swear to God, this is not supposed to be an episode where I'm criticizing this shit, but I am just because I'm a weird person. But literally, if you have vomit in your headline, you got to have vomit in the first 2 paragraphs. Like, plane has trouble landing. Nobody gives a shit. Plane slaps wing on runway. Interesting. Plane slaps wing on runway as passengers barf. I'm reading that, and I'm sharing it, and I'm talking about it. You got to have the vomit. So I'm literally just going to scroll down until we get to the vomit part. My 3-year-old vomited twice, Orlovsky Lanscano said. I'm assuming that they are a passenger. Yep. My 10-year-old asked if this is what happened to the planes on 9/11. Safe to say, she said, as we exited the plane, every other row had used barf bags. All right. The fact that you did not, Will, I'm just saying, this is gold. My 3-year-old vomited twice, and my 10-year-old asked if what happened to the planes on 9/11 was going to happen to this plane. As we exited, every other plane had used barf bags. Literally, that's got to be your first. All right, I don't know why I'm criticizing this fucking blog post from thedrive.com. I will say this. Unless there is a massive problem with a plane. You know, if there's stuff like, oh, this plane had to stay on the runway for a long time, this plane had a hard time landing, I tend to not blame the airline. Shit happens. It's a complicated process. Not everything's going to go well. Indeed, the more you fly, the more you are going to have these problems. So, despite the fact that these are both articles that are negative in nature coming out while myself, a traveler, a self-employed business traveler, not a fancy pants business traveler, is making a decision on where he's going to spend his money, I'm going to give them a pass. All right. Let's get to this decision. Adam writes, ignore the miles and the points and all that noise. What really matters is what destinations you go to and how often. If you travel lightly 1 to 3 times per year, or even medium once a month or so, then go for what flights are the cheapest and don't worry about status. If you plan on traveling a lot, then go for whatever airline gives you those sweet, sweet direct flights. Layovers are for noobs and vacation travelers. The last thing you need to do is join an airline for a lot of flights for a route like Minneapolis or Phoenix every time you want to go somewhere. Many more chances for misconnections and lost luggage. The lounges are where it's at, totally worth it for a frequent traveler. I believe that means Southwest or Alaska from Oak, or some bigger airline from SFO in your case. If it helps, I'm a million miler on American, Lifetime Golden, MVP Golden, Alaska. I mean, I'm going to get to both these emails. Andrew writes, how much do you still actually travel? I feel like that's an important thing to consider before dropping $1,400 on gold status. I feel like you'll probably just lose it again after a year. And will you really have saved that extra $1,400 going from silver to gold? Southwest would be an automatic no for me. I know a lot of people swear by them, but no reserve seating is just something that my modern mind refuses to entertain. Travel is already stressful enough, and I don't want to worry about where I'm sitting. If you want to look into Delta more, look into either the Amex Gold or the Platinum Delta card. There's a business version of the Platinum. The Gold has a negotiable annual fee of $95, but you get free priority boarding and a checked bag for you and your companions. If you spring for the Platinum instead, you'll get lounge access, TSA pre-check, global reimbursement, $200 credit per year for additional checked bags, or in-flight purchases for qualifying airlines, and some non-flight related travel perks like Uber VIP and monthly Uber credits, plus a load of hotel partners and offers. Honestly, I can't imagine any United status being worth the extra drive to and from the airport. I'd go with one of the big airlines flying out of Oakland so that you have more flexible options for all regions of the country, and nothing beats flying out of your own city. So, hold on. I'm fucking stopping this email music. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Jerbs. J-U to the R-B-S. Look, I stopped working for the Go Game fucking years ago. Years ago, I was a 1K passenger for multiple years. Now, having not worked at that company for fucking years, I've still maintained a 50,000 mile a year status, which is not fucking easy to do. And I've done that on my own dime. So do I fly so much? You're going to lose your status. All these fucking high and mighty business travelers. I'm just saying, I haven't worked at that company for fucking years since I've been doing the JuRY podcast regularly. If you are a regular listener to this program, then there is a very high likelihood that this totally coincides. Your listening totally coincides with me doing this shit independently. So, that being said, yes, I'm probably going to earn a significant amount of miles. I've earned between 40 and 60,000 miles, 45 to 60,000 miles since I've left the Go Game. So, all this, no, I don't know, how much are you flying? Don't worry about status. I want to maximize it. If you're flying fucking 50,000 miles a year, you deserve a little something for it, in my opinion. Whether or not I go with United. Open Bayou writes, if you are thinking of doing Southwest, the company has hinted that they may start charging for items that used to be free. What those are has yet to be determined. If it were me, I would use the $1,000 toward an annual fee credit card with the best travel perks to use both Oakland and San Francisco to fly whatever airline you want without being tied. That's a vote for a free agency. Mike says, meant to write in all week, but just finally got to it. I hope it's not too late. Your continued flirtation with United is just Stockholm Syndrome. United hates you and hates everyone else, too. At some point in the last 10 years, I've had status on British Airways, United, American, and Southwest. Your emailer's got almost everything I would have said. Fly direct, fly from a hub, keep your options open. Your options really are interchangeable big airline that hates you and Southwest, so I'll just make the case for Southwest directly. Big airline programs have gotten worse once you add credit cards, especially from the hub. The entire plane is silver and gold status because of the credit cards. If everyone has status, then nobody has status. Back in my day, you had to actually sit your butt on a plane all year long to earn your status. Now these millennials sit at their computer and shop on Amazon to get status. Free bags and no change fees saves me hundreds of dollars each year. You want that on United, but you don't have status? Sorry, it's $250. If you want status on Southwest, you can buy to the front of the line. You can do it selectively. Late night full flight to Cleveland? Don't bother. Nobody goes. Noon flight to Fort Lauderdale? Pay to get ahead of the snowbirds and the babies. A-list is pretty easy to get and saves you cash. Miles expiration. United hates you so much that they will take away your miles once you break up with it. I have to remember to fly at least once every 18 months so United doesn't chuck my miles. But my miles aren't enough to get a free ticket. Thank you, Mike. And finally, Ben writes, before you subscribe to escape lounge access with Oakland, consider the Amex platform. Your other emailer on the show mentioned it, but I didn't realize that the escape lounge, you get access with Amex. It straight up says that Amex Platinum will get you access. You also get a priority pass with tons of lounges and restaurants, and Centurion lounge access if you do fly out of SFO. It's a $550 annual fee. Sounds steep, right? Well, hear me out. You get a $200 airline fee credit. This one's tough. You have to choose one airline, but it can be used for bag fees, drinks on board, flight changes. I chose Delta because you can actually redeem it for gift cards under $50 and then use those for future flights. You get $200 in Uber credits. Need to go to the airport, free Uber ride, done. I don't know if you stay in hotels often, but you get gold status at Marriott and Hilton with that. That gets you a free breakfast at every Hilton, no matter what the brand. You also get global entry fees every 4 years. Already have it? Give one to Ashley. She already has it? Give it to Gloria. They don't care who's on the application. You just use your Amex card to pay the fee, and it disappears once per 4 years. You also get a bunch of authorized user cards for the Amex Platinum, which for 3 users is $175 and gives them lounge access global entry. So if Ashley travels separately from you, she can take advantage. Or your mom, your brother, Dr. Bird. You're just responsible for any charges they put on the card, but it's worth considering. So now you can max out the two $200 perks. You're down from $550, $200. It's $150 per year. Global entry is about $100 if you amortize that over 4 years, so $25 a year in value, and we're down to about $125 out of pocket. Lounge access, figure that's $25 per person per entry, and it will top the $125 and then some. This only factors in annual fees and perks. You still earn rewards on top of those. All right. This is it. Here's what's going into my decision. If United had offered me to upgrade to gold status at anywhere around $500 or roughly the price of a flight that I would have taken, I probably just would have upgraded to United. However, the pull of the fact that there is an international airport but 10 minutes away from my apartment that I have not used has now become a little bit too much of a pull. I have made my decision. After careful consideration, I am taking my talents to Oakland, California. I'm canceling my United Club credit card. I'm getting a mileage card that gets me lounge access at Oakland International Airport, and I am indeed going to be a free agent in the year of 2019. Oh, I'm dating around, baby. We're gonna see. We're gonna see where I end up, but I'm not tying myself down. I understand now that there is no points program that is going to get me what I want. I am not sticking with a single airline. I am going to do this through credit cards. I am going to run all my business expenses and personal expenses through a point system that lets me choose where I want to fly. No more restrictions. No more chains. I will fly free in 2019. Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what. Who said this in their... I need a cigarette. Hando Tadpool says, I need a cigarette after that. Man, I'll tell you what. How about I do you one better, huh? How about we go ahead and end this week the way that we always end this week, with a little bit of high thoughts. Why do we wash our towels? We are clean when we dry off with them. Why hasn't Weird Al made a parody of the song Timber called Tinder? If it's 1% milk, what's the other 99%? Hashtag Occupy Dairy. Taco Bell is just a tasty laxative. If Haley Joel Osment were deaf and could see dead people, would the movie have been called The Fifth Sense? Those were high thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end. God damn it. Let's go ahead and thank our producers, the Jen, PD Rave, Non-Specific, Rock and Roll Martian, Joe Acosta, whoa! James, the OG Brito, whoa! Matthew B, Bill, Dustin, BioCal, Robert H, Brian C, M, Trey the Melodica Man, Adam, and middle-aged Mike! Of course, you can always email us, jurydaily@gmail.com. Twitter and Instagram, Snapchat @Justin R. Young, and you can join our Discord, bit.ly/Jury Discord. That wraps us up for the week. Thank you guys for indulging in my own personal little decision. Until next time, this is your old pal Justin Robert Young, letting you know, please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky, but more importantly, please don't
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.